Hello. Welcome back to Ghost Trick. Let's continue. Chapter 12. 12:25 a.m. Looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Jode's daughter, Camila, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. I told Lynn what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been kidnapped. That the kidnappers had been holed up in Camila's old house, and they were sensed my presence, and were already gone. But Camila! Why do they have Camila? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister. I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. The poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much. It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists, too. Like the kidnappers winding up and using Camila's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could just be a coincidence. And them sensing my presence. They seem to know about the powers of the dead. I just don't understand any part of it.
I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back.
Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister, it wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying.
Ah! How can I believe in you? I'm a realist.
Please! If you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just call home and...
I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer. She won't. It's complicated. Why does life have to be such a complicated thing?
If she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal?
It doesn't prove it. And I'm being watched too. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution is carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter?
Ooh-wee, that's quite a pickle, Mr. Inspector. Quite a pickle. Miss me, baby? Inspector Cabanela. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. Detective Jode? Detective Jode, I'm so sorry. I tried. I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. I'm so sorry.
Please, don't apologize to me.
Ah, the beautiful love between a teacher and student. It brings a tear to my eye. Trick time. Lynn doesn't really know that Jode is innocent. She just believes it from the bottom of her heart. The execution and the kidnappings are real threats, and time marches on. I'll gather information and see if I can think of something. This all relates back to me somehow. I just know it.
My poor Emily. Is she alright?
Actually, the girl who's kidnapped is named Camila.
Why is a dream talking to me in my head again?
Wait a minute, Emily? Could that be the Emily next door? Yes, I think so. Wow, I didn't know the Justice Minister lived next door.
No, not me. My wife. It's complicated.
Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she left him. The minister's wife ran away on him? Maybe they grew apart, him being so busy. Yeah, I bet you're right.
Oh, please stop gossiping about me inside my own head.
According to what I heard, Emily was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight. Those horrible kidnappers. They were lying in wait for her. But Emily didn't go out after all. She couldn't. She had a fever. Huh? And so the kidnappers grabbed Camila by mistake instead? Apparently. Emily and Camila are about the same age. The kidnappers must have gotten the two of them mixed up. It's my fault. If I hadn't asked Camila to do that errand for me, this never would have happened. Oh, right, you asked her to bring the music box. Camila. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cavanella, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Joe could never have done such a thing. Ha ha ha. Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty, and two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? If that's the case, why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? Why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons? So, were all those rumors about you true? That the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby.
That's enough, lady.
But Detective Joe! I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But...
So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping.
Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter.
It's terrible. What's their demand?
The carrying out of your execution tonight.
Oh, I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple.
No, it's not that simple.
Why not?
Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camila.
What? Camila?
I checked it out for myself. Positive.
No, it can't be.
And by the way, Camila told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camila herself. What? What are you talking about?
Don't listen to me. I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Alma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camila won't have to suffer anymore after tonight.
For a capable detective, you say some pretty incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It'll just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours. Is it true what Camila said? Why don't you tell us what you know?
To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Alma's birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. Bang!
Mom! Mom!
What was that noise? Oh! I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camila, just the two of them.
So the little lady's mother died right in front of her. Oh my, that's horrible.
Camila told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to. It made an impossible move. It's been 5 years since then. I've stopped thinking about it. I shall tell you. There's no other explanation. That's what I'd convinced everyone of. Even me. But tonight you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. The powers of the dead, right? That day, in that room, powers that I didn't understand were. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of people who know about those powers.
Is somebody there? Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know. The kidnappers who abducted Camila knew about those powers.
This is no ordinary kidnapping. Looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was.
Detective Joe, there's still time before dawn. A little anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die?
Camila was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption. The first was, of course, the firing of that gun. Right. That was an antique gun I'd had on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday. And the other strange was the movement of that Cupid.
Cupid?
It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design, and then manipulated it.
I don't know what to say.
I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camila. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself away.
What kind of adjustment?
The gun, of course.
Gun, eh?
To think of it. There was no gun there. Just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption, but one thing was for certain, that gun was still smoking.
So that gun really did shoot Alma.
I hid the gun before I went to the police.
You hid it?
I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective.
What? You mean?
And that detective still thinks it's a music box.
So that's what was in the box, huh?
I got a different murder weapon ready to give the police. My own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. When I was all done, I turned myself in.
Detective Jode, is what you told us just now true?
Yes, of course.
In that case, there's still time.
Still time?
Time to solve the case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jode, and of course little Camila didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. For Camila's sake.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you, Detective Jode.
Lynn, where's that music box now?
In Temsic Park, Camila left it there.
That gun is important evidence. You better go pick it up.
Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Sissel, take care of Detective Jode. And do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side. And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say.
What's going on? Deal with the deal. Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row with me. A little change of plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in our custody. Don't forget. Back in prison, everybody's waiting for you with a special seat just for you, baby. Then I guess we better prove my innocence on the double.
On the double, is it?
You sound so determined, my old friend. I want to save Camila in more ways than one, and that's all there is to it.
I see, my old friend, in more ways than one.
Oh yeah. What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight, as planned? Or should we hold off? Wait for this important evidence to come in. The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. As you wish, Your Excellency. Please, don't bow down to me, especially not that low.
In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up?
Would you be so kind? Yes, sir! Van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Death Row inmate? Glad to see Detective Jode all fired up now, but I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Jode's innocence, it'll be meaningless if Jode or Camila dies. Gotta do something about the kidnapping, somehow. Maybe I should ask some advice from a capable detective. Most likely, the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped. But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it. Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever going to answer the phone if we call from here. If we call from here. But a telephone works in both directions. What are you saying? What I'm saying is only family members can solve the family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost. Yes? I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who can change the situation. Gee, Detective. For these past 5 years, Camila is the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me?
I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter, but is there a way? Excuse me, Mr. Minister.
I can't hear you, la la la.
I'm sure you heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it?
Let me speak plainly. I don't trust you, but there's somebody else whom I trust even less.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
Me. I can't explain your existence. It's not normal, but I'm pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination. A delusion. Would you listen to a delusion?
To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've got the bit about you not trusting me, though.
Good.
Well then, only one way to solve this. Plot, 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 plot. Okay. Well, hanging around here won't change anything. I've got 10 minutes before the prison van shows up. I could just do something about the kidnapping in those 10 minutes. I guess the telephone lines are my only hope. Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Yes, over the girly voice. Murder, execution, jailbreaking, betrayal, and now kidnapping. The last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Jode's heart. And the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way. I bet this mistaken-ridden abduction case, too. This is a horrible place to stop. Let's continue. Chapter 13. 12:51 a.m. I visited the novelist's apartment again. I'm hoping to be able to do something about this mistaken identity kidnapping. As long as there's any possibility that it would be his own daughter who was kidnapped, I doubt the Justice Minister will call off the execution tonight. The key to dispelling the Minister's doubts is now in bed, coughing. And I need to use this key before that prison van arrives to pick up our death row inmate. My darling angel, oh, just listen to that cough. You naughty thing, did you leave your nice warm bed to go out into the night to play? A daughter after my own heart. But I must confess, I didn't even notice you were gone. I didn't go out to play. I went to buy Papa a birthday present. He said he wanted a new lighter. That's no reason to go out this late at night. But my fever finally went down. I could barely move before that. But look what it brought you. Your fever is worse now than ever. Here is to the feverish passion of my darling angel. What the hell is she tapping against? Mama? Yes, darling. Let's call Papa and wish him a happy birthday, even though it's already past midnight. Not tonight, Emily. I hate you! Looks like this little girl was safe all along. I already knew that, but I'm still relieved all the same. But there's another lucky development here. Emily wants to call her father. Now, if I could just make use of that feeling somehow, that would surely bring the Justice Minister around. But of course it cannot be that simple. If only, if only. Emily, I told you you couldn't call him tonight. Why not? Listen to me, Emily. Your father is about to make a big mistake. I want him to reconsider. What do you know about him, Mama? He's the one who's the Justice Minister, you know. All you do is write weird novels. What do you mean, weird? You dare to disparage my romantic expressions? Now you've made me angry, you really have. How do you expect me to forgive such an insult? No! I hate you! There, I'll be keeping my eye on you now, so you won't do anything mischievous, like calling your father. I hate you! I can hear you, you know. Phew, what a pair. I don't know what this family's issues are, but I know I have to do something about this lady, so Emily can call. Well, having a good time, are we, rodent? Sweet dreams! Did you fancy the vintage, my whiskered friend? She's more powerful than I thought. Looks like she tipped the wall candelabra to one side, too. The angle of those candles. I get the feeling I've seen something very similar to that quite recently. Oh heavens, a blackout at a critical time like this? Of course, dim lights suit my story of love very well, but I myself am not very fond of the dark. This chandelier just narrowly missed the back of my head. I love the thrill of romance, but I don't need these kinds of thrills, thank you. perfect for the clandestine meeting of a dusky twilight. I don't exactly know how this situation came about, but I think I owe that rat an apology. The rat seems to be unconscious. But now that the room has changed into this, maybe I can use it somehow. Oh! What a naughty chandelier! Ninja, such insolence! Wow. I need to time that better. Eek! Emily! Emily, help me! Mama! I'm sorry, Mama. I'm too dizzy. I can't get up. I can't help you right now. Haha, here's to the weakness of my darling angel. That chandelier is on her tighter than her wedding band. She won't be able to escape it. Help! 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 What is going on here? Emily, look, do you see this? Help me, please! Sorry. I'm too sick. I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning, so I guess you'll just have to stay up there spinning too. Looks like this lady won't be going anywhere for a while. Now the little girl can call her father. The only trouble is, she can't reach it. Guess I'll just have to deliver it to her. Oh, that's right, the angle of those candles. Saw something very similar, didn't I? Now I really owe that poor rat an apology. But this might be a really good chance for me too. I have to get that phone down. I find this one a bit far-fetched. Mama! What in the world is going on here? Oh, goody. Excuse me a minute while I call Papa, okay, Mama? Only be a minute. Don't you dare, Emily! I won't have it! Get me down! Temper. Hello? Papa?
Emily! Is that you?
Of course it is, silly. What do you think?
But I heard they said you were... Oh, never mind. It's nothing.
Silly old Papa. Happy birthday.
Oh, birthday? Oh, right. It was my birthday today, wasn't it?
I'm sorry we couldn't celebrate tonight, thanks to mean old Mama.
mother? What is she up to right now?
Well, she's certainly up, alright. My stubborn mama is kind of tied up at the moment. Get me down! She needs to be taught a lesson for causing us so much trouble.
Oh, Emily. I'm the one who was wrong.
Huh?
Could you tell your mother I'm sorry?
What do you have to be sorry about?
I was just about to make a terrible mistake. But it's alright now.
Oh, okay.
You're still young. There's a lot I can't tell you right now. The job of Justice Minister is very complicated, you see.
Okay.
But just remember, you're always the most important thing to your mother and me. Did you do something naughty to your mother? If you did, I want you to apologize.
I don't think I did anything. But okay, I'll apologize.
That's good.
Okay, Papa. Have a good night. I love you.
I love you too, Emily. Good night, sweetheart.
Mama? I'm sorry. My goodness, why the sudden change? I guess I was wrong about you. I didn't understand. Oh, Em. I thought all you ever did was write these weird novels. It makes me a little sad. Papa said the job of Justice Minister was complicated. Yes, your father's job is a very, very complicated and difficult one. That's why I couldn't talk to you about most of it. But you're right, I shouldn't treat you like a little boy. You're growing up after all. And I promise to stop calling your novels weird and try actually reading them.
What?
Maybe you'd wait until you're a little older. Okay. So, Emma, if you're feeling a little more charitable toward your old mother, do you think you could let me down now? You know, I would love to do that, but I'm just feeling too dizzy and sick right now. Tonight, on this holiest of nights, my deadline. Looks like the only thing pressing on me will be this chandelier. Here is to Papa and Mama's darling angel. All of a sudden, everybody was getting along again. It's such an abrupt change, I can't understand it. Is this what family is all about? In any case, this situation is now dramatically changed. I just hope the mysteries of me can be cleared up as quickly as the furrows on the minister's brow. I don't want to know where Camila is, but at least now the Justice Minister's doubts have been dispelled. I think I'll go back to his office, where everybody is waiting for the prison van. The minister's family now has their smiles and harmony back, but Camila is still in the hands of the kidnappers. I decided to go back to the Justice Minister's office. Surprisingly, the minister's brow is as furrowed as ever, quite unlike a father who has just learned his daughter is safe. He seems to still be in the depths of despair. The atmosphere in this room is very different now. It seems to be an air of unfocused anxiety. I get the feeling something big is gonna happen.
I just found out that my daughter is safe. I'd like to express my gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for my daughter's sake and for mine.
No need to thank us, Mr. Minister. It was nothing. What did he do? But one question. I can't help but notice your daughter is safe. And yet you still look unhappy. How about a little smile for us? Of course, there is still the matter of the other kidnapping victim. But is that really the only thing that troubles you, Mr. Minister? Please let me think in peace until the prison van arrives. detectives. Trick time. I wonder if Lynn is at the park yet. Until we get a report, I guess I'll just have to wait here. It's continued distress of the ministers. Is there really something more to it, like what the inspector in white said? Hello, Justice Minister. How about you finally admit I do exist? That thank you I expressed, that was meant for you. Huh? You're a ghost, aren't you? And you have the power to control and manipulate people, don't you? No, I don't have that kind of power. I can't control you. We've actually known, you know, for quite a while now. But I had no idea they were powers of the dead, of ghosts. Known? Known about what? We knew about the existence of somebody who could control others. A manipulator. What's this? That's why your execution order caused me so much anguish, Detective Joad. Mr. Minister, why don't you just tell us everything you know? Yes, I suppose I should. You need to hear it all. All about the huge mistake this foolish man made. There are some cases in this country right now that are under a top-secret investigation. Of course, you wouldn't have known about them, Detective Joad. Right, they don't share too much top-secret information with the inmates in prison. There are 3 prisoners, including you, in the special prison you just escaped from. All 3 cases have certain points in common. They do they? Tell us more. The rock singer who leaked national secrets in his lyrics during the TV broadcast. The curry-loving fellow who took the chief commissioner hostage at the Metro Police Department. Neither of these men had a motive for their crime, and both of the crimes were impossible. Impossible? The curry lover had no way of knowing how to infiltrate the commissioner's office, and the rock singer had no way of knowing the national secrets he leaked. The special investigation unit submitted an investigative report to be reviewed. They concluded that these men's criminal acts were not of their own volition. But how could that be? The theory the unit came up with was the existence of a manipulator. A manipulator. That's when the special prison was established as a facility to research the theory. Some unknown power has been at work. These past several years, Inspector Cabanela has been studying these cases. He has he? Manipulating somebody and committing a criminal act, according to the inspector. The first of its kind was a locked murder involving our nation's best detective. Are you trying to say I was manipulated somehow into shooting Alma? I appreciate the theory, but unfortunately I don't recall being controlled by anyone. It's just not possible to manipulate another's behavior like that. My powers certainly don't work in living creatures. That's why I thought when I first heard the theory too. However, I was seriously mistaken, and it proved to be a big mistake. What? You mentioned a mistake. Could you tell us about it? I suppose everybody here has the right to know. Alright, fine. I'll speak out loud so that Inspector Cabanela can hear this too. Oh man, my voice is getting scratchy. There's something I'd like the 2 of you to hear. It's about a mistake I made. Inspector Cabanela, when you first made that report about a manipulator, I'm afraid I didn't believe it at all. Impossible, I thought. Perfectly understandable, Mr. Minister. But I was wrong. That kind of power does exist, and I learned the truth of that firsthand. What's this? A month ago, I signed the order to carry out Detective Joad's execution. However,
That act wasn't of my own volition. I was being controlled.
What? You never told me about this, Mr. Minister. What's going on?
This document, what am I doing? No, I mustn't sign it. Wait! Don't deliver that document! That's when it started. That's when all of my fear, despair, and suffering began. At the time, it didn't even cross my mind that I'd been manipulated, and my memory of the event was only hazy at best.
So the memory of being manipulated is clearly made.
Signing execution orders is part of the Justice Minister's job. At that time, I just thought my physique was rebelling against my task. But the next day, it dawned on me. I remembered Inspector Cabanella's report on the existence of a manipulator. As a Minister of Justice, I couldn't admit what had happened to me. I only signed the execution order because I was being controlled. If something like that got out, this nation's judicial system would crumble. Besides, I had no evidence to present that I had actually been controlled. In the end, I couldn't admit to anybody what had happened.
I suppose. But it sounds a bit like an excuse. You should have at least told us, Mr. Minister.
Yes, I know I should have. I was running away from the problem. And then my wife found out I was worried about something.
Well, if you go around with an expression like that, I guess it's bound to happen.
I explained to her, and she was dead set against the way I was handling it.
If you don't withdraw that order and tell everyone the truth immediately, I'm moving out!
And then, the kidnapping tonight. With it thrust under my nose like that, I could no longer deny my mistake. This manipulator comes upon us from somewhere unseen. That's why I've been keeping my distance from the beginning.
So that's why you've been telling people to stay back. So there's somebody else with the powers of the dead. I'm fine with that. After all, I already knew about a certain desk club. What I'm not fine with is the fact that this person can control and manipulate living creatures. That's certainly something I can't do. Apparently, different ghosts get different ghost tricks.
But I never imagined that tonight I would find out where this power comes from.
Where does it come from?
Inspector Cabanella. This manipulator is a ghost. A departed spirit.
A spirit?
As a matter of fact, there's a ghost talking to us right now.
What? What did you say? Joe, don't tell me you can hear this ghost too!
I'd say the only person who can't hear it is you. Spirit, ghost, gods in heaven.
Ugh. Excuse me, Mr. Minister, I suddenly have some urgent business to attend to. I recommend you think long and hard before making your final decision, sir.
Inspector!
Mrs. Lynn, I'm at the park.
We've been waiting to hear from you. Have you found the evidence?
Well, the situation here is kinda difficult to explain. Sissel, if you're there, come to the park immediately.
Looks like your help is needed, Sissel.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Trick time.
Ling calls and I oblige. I take off toward Temsic Park, the place where clearly something big is taking place. The Manipulator. A person whose very existence sheds new light on everything. Detective Jones' crime, the execution orders, and even my own death. Could it be? Could Lin have been manipulated into shooting me? So, what other things could this manipulator have caused, eh? What other phenomena are his fault? And if it's possible for that other ghosts get different ghost tricks, who's the person that brought back Camila? And what are his tricks? Or hers? Not particularly sure. We'll find out later on Ghost Trick. See ya!